The FDA announcing a massive egg recall, warning that they could be contaminated with salmonella. The recall impacting nearly 1.6 million dozen-sized cartons of white and brown shell eggs. They were sold across multiple states under several different brands and distributed to stores, including Kroger and Brookshire Grocery. So far, no reports of anybody getting sick. Customers can now return the eggs for a refund.
An egg recall is underway right now because of potential salmonella contamination. Midwest Poultry Services recalled 1.6 million dozen white shell eggs and brown cage-free eggs produced by farms in Texas. A best buy or sell-by date between July 20th and August 17th of this year. You might want to check your fridge. These were sold at Brookshire stores in 3 states, including right here in Oklahoma.
If you live in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, or New Mexico, please be aware that more than 1.5 million dozen eggs, that's nearly 20 million eggs, folks, have been recalled due to possible salmonella contamination. These eggs were produced in Texas by Midwest Poultry Services and sold under brands including Kroger, Simple Truth, Brookshire's, Country Morning, and Sunups. Now, not all eggs are affected. Check your carton for plant code P1950 or 0840962 and a Julian date between 157 and 184 with sell-by or best buy dates between July 20th to August 17th, 2026. I'll put that in the comments. You can also compare your carton with photos and the full list on the FDA website. Now, if your eggs are part of this recall, don't eat them. Return them for a refund or throw them away safely. Wash your hands, wash your refrigerator surfaces, and any items that may have come in contact with these eggs. See, salmonella symptoms include diarrhea, fever, stomach cramps, nausea, vomiting, and sometimes bloody diarrhea. Now, symptoms usually begin within hours to several days. Most people recover, but severe illness can occur in young children, older adults, pregnant women, and those with weakened immune systems. Seek medical care always if you have severe symptoms and signs of dehydration or bloody diarrhea or a high or persistent fever. Now, no illnesses have been confirmed so far. This issue was identified through environmental monitoring at 2 Texas farms. So check your eggs, folks, if you live in those states, and share this information with others in affected states. I'm Dr. Rhonda Johnson. It is Friday, July 24th, 2026, and I hope you'll keep following me for evidence-based health and food safety updates. Food safety is a big concern right now here in the United States, so we got to stay on top of this, folks. All right, take care, be well, and please share this message.
Does it feel to you like any of our food's actually safe right now? Or because between millions of contaminated eggs and fresh veggies giving people parasites, it feels like the only safe option is to just starve. Because yeah, you've heard about the lettuce, but did you know about the eggs? If you've got some sitting in the fridge, check them out, because you have nearly 1.6 million that were just recalled over severe salmonella contamination concerns, with officials warning these eggs were distributed across major grocery chains and states, including food service and retail customers in Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana, Kroger stores in Texas and Louisiana, and Brookshire grocery stores in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, New Mexico, and Mississippi. So those are just the major chains. Smaller stores have also been affected, so don't assume you're safe. And if you have any of those eggs, I recommend you throw them out. But then also, switching breakfast to fruits and veggies, that's not an easy solution either. Or because you now have another cyclospora outbreak on top of the other one. And it's also hitting fresh produce and has the exact same symptoms. Several weeks of just being on the toilet wishing you had eaten ice cream and candy instead. And you've got these major outbreaks leading to a lot of people wondering how the US is failing food safety so badly. And hey, just a theory, but defunding agencies and firing the staff that regularly tests for this is probably...
This is a public service announcement. Please share this information widely. The image behind me is from the FDA's recall notice regarding about 1.6 million dozen eggs that were produced in Texas because they may be contaminated with salmonella. That's an organism that can make people very sick, especially if you're young, elderly, pregnant, or immune compromised. These eggs were produced in a couple of farms in Texas between June 6th and July 3rd, 2026. You can see behind me the sell-by dates, and they were specifically sold not across the entire United States, actually. They were sold in Kroger stores that were In Texas and Louisiana, Brookshire grocery stores in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, New Mexico, Mississippi, and there were some smaller retail outlets. People who have purchased this recalled product should not consume it and should return it to where they purchased it for a full refund. Here are some images that you can see. Now, this is an example where public health is actually working properly because there's no illnesses reported to date with a recall like this, but this is through proactive testing to identify a possible problem and doing root cause analysis. So this is an example, unlike the recent cyclospora outbreak, where public health systems are working properly to protect people from getting sick.
Well, I'm not a public health expert, but I just felt like sharing this information concerning the fact that a whole lot of lives could be potentially at risk, and we have this kind of platform to be able to put across whatever is really trending, happening right now in the United States. All credits to the FDA for the spont and quick discovery of this issue, having put into cognizance that there was an earlier out case where there was a parasitic outbreak that had to do with our veggies, and now 1.6 million crates of egg are being recalled, which is like approximately 20 million eggs are being recalled because of potential salmonella, outbreak. And we have been told the symptoms that you could see: diarrhea, nausea, nausea and all that stuff. And so I'm saying that because I need us to be careful. You need to check your crates, know where your eggs were bought, information as regards to where you can, return those eggs for refunds have been made available on the FDA website, and I think it's proper that you do good to follow that up. Please do wash your hands before you use another thing, and just stay safe, y'all. If you're coming across my YouTube channel, you're welcome. Please feel free to hit the notification button, hit the subscription button, so that we'll bring new updates. You'll be the first to be notified. Credit to the original content creators whose videos we've shared in this place. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. You're the reason why we do what we want to do. So trust to see you again on my next video. Stay blessed. Stay cool.